Hey, what's up you all? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about ticker symbol SNDL Sundial Growers Inc. The stock is up 12.70% today and it is trading at $1.42 and we are almost 2.5 hours in to the trading session. Now the stock has strong momentum today. Yesterday it was down with the rest of the market, and I'll be talking about three specific things in this video. The first one is the stock price analysis for SNDL, how the stock was traded when the whole market was in red yesterday, what was the volume, RSI, and the rest of the high level technical analysis. The second thing we'll talk about is one of the announcement that came out for SNDL late last night about the closing of their 22 million strategic investment. And the third thing is what's up for SNDL in future. Some of the pros and cons and very balanced analysis of SNDL looking at upcoming future and the stock price. So stay tuned and watch the full video. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm doing a lot of research and analysis, so wanted to share it with you all guys. So do your own due diligence before you buy or sell SNDL or any other stock. Once again, we saw yesterday what exactly happened to the market, so I would highly recommend that you do not invest a huge amount of your portfolio into just penny stocks. Penny stocks are risky. You can make a ton of money. On the flip side, you can lose them all as well. In general, my personal investment in penny stock is less than 10%, so it does not impact when there is a huge sell-off or a red day or something along those lines. Now consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Consider also clicking on the like button on this video because I put a lot of efforts. I spend a lot of time in doing research and analysis and share it with you all. So your like is very much appreciated. And click on the notification bell if you haven't already to get the timely updates on the videos that I push. Now, once again, Sundial Growers is $1.41, 12% up in today's trading session. It looks pretty healthy. If you take a look, it is making newer highs in today's trading session. The volume looks pretty okay so far. Today's range of the stock price is $1.28 up to $1.45, and the year range is 0.14, so 14 cents up to $3.96. I believe it was on February 11th. So some of the investors who bought this around $3.50 or above, I understand their concerns, and I've been getting a lot of comments and emails about this. So stay tuned to watch the full video. Now, the company does have revenue. The company's revenue in Q3, if you haven't watched my previous video, wanted to share, is 12.87 million in Q3, 20 million in Q2, 14 million in Q1. However, the company is burning through cash in Q1. Their net income is negative 44 million in Q2, negative 60 million, and in Q3, negative 71 million, which is kind of a bit of a concern for the investors. But let's take a look further into what SNDL is up to. Looking at today's volume, it looks pretty healthy so far. In less than 3 hours, it's 220 million compared to the average volume of 600 million. The stock price is also stable considering the market is up as well. It's not as high as I was expecting. The Nasdaq is up only 12 points right now, and S&P is 20 points, and Dow Jones is pretty high, 0.71% or 223 points. Now looking at SNDL in general, the volume yesterday was lower, on the lower side, close to 400 million compared to the average volume of 600 million. However, in my personal opinion, the stock price did not really go as low as it could. So it is $1.10. That was the low yesterday. Today it got back up pretty quickly. It made a high of $1.47, and the volume looks pretty healthy as well. Looking at the chart once again, if you take a look at the chart, the stock started trading from $1.20 area right here, and it went up and up, and it is making newer highs at the moment. However, let's take a look at the RSI, the current RSI. Looking at and we look at the current RSI, it's 47, so it's more on the oversold side. Mostly it's balanced, but I can say it's more on the oversold side. It is definitely in between bought and sold, so it's a pretty healthy RSI. The stock may run up a little bit more in today's trading session based on the volume and how the volume keeps up during the rest of the trading session. Now looking at the 5-day chart, which is where we can see some sort of the range in terms of the price point, So looking at the price point, the stock was pretty high right here, $1.80, and then it made a low of $1.63. And right now, I want to say if the stock can get out of this area of $1.55, then it can run up based on the technical analysis. If you take a look right here, the volume spiked up, the green bar right here, a small green bar, and the stock spiked up to $1.41. What I've seen for SNDL is higher volume brings in good price in terms of the newer highs. So you want to consider that. Looking at the 1 month chart, and you should be able to probably see this. Let me try to zoom out on the 5-day chart and you'll be able to see how exactly it looks like. So if you take a look now, the stock went as high as $3.96 right here on February 11th. And then since then, the stock had peaks and valleys, but the trend is generally on the lower side. And there are a couple of reasons. Let's talk about a few reasons. By the way, I want to share one of the announcement from the company that came out late last night. SUNDIAL and NVIDIA announced closing of $22 million strategic investment, and this was announced earlier this week. Let's talk about what it is exactly. So it's a recreational company. They have a strategic investment with the Canadian producer of this product, edibles. They are released to announce the closing of previously announced $22 million strategic investment into NVIDIA by SUNDIAL. And what this means in terms of the investment is it is completed with the 25 million common shares of NVIDIA at a price of 44 cents per common share, raising the gross proceed of $11 million of equity investments, secured non-revolving term loan, facilitating to NVIDIA in the principal amount of $11 million. Now, this term loan matures on February 23rd, 2024. As the maturity date, 9% per annum, 50% of the accrued interest is payable in cash on the last day of each month, and the remaining 50% accrued interest is payable at the option of in cash the last day of each month. The second thing is payable in the maturity date, on the maturity date, and the term loan was issued at an original discount of 4% that provides upon the change of control of, and SUNDIAL shall have option to exercise within 60 days to require NVIDIA to prepay 104% of the outstanding principal amount in the loan term for all accrued interest and all unpaid interest. So this is exactly what SUNDIAL was looking forward, and when they had this $89.1 million warrant that they brought gross proceeds by the way of the warrants, and they announced that they are going to use this cash into investing more into smaller companies, and that's what they're doing. And this was that created some of the concern when they had $89 million warrant exercised and announced. So you take a look at right here, and this was announced last week as well, that they are raising capital going forward to make a strategic investment at a $22 million, which is 18.5% stake in the company, and the company has the company is using the proceeds from their warrants, and that's precisely what they have mentioned earlier. Now, in addition to that, some of the concern from the investors is they have filed Form F3 SEC for the shelf offering up to $1 billion. On the good side, they regained the NASDAQ compliance, so the stock does not really have any risk of getting delisted from NASDAQ. On the flip side, on the not so positive side, is concern around this stock dilution that may come up in upcoming future. Now, what that means in terms of the stock price is whenever we have seen, especially in the past for penny stocks and all other equities, if there is stock dilution, the stock price in the interim goes down, and that's a little bit of a negative impact in terms of the stock price. But in the long run, if the company invests the funds into at a very strategic level and it works out the way company has planned for, in the long run the investors win. So you want to keep that in mind if you're investing for the short term, mid-term, or long term. So I wanted to share this update with you. I hope you find this helpful. Couple of things that happened: the NVIDIA $22 million strategic investment closing announced announced. One more thing that is in the pipeline is the Form F3. The company can use this Form F3 and the $1 billion amount that they have filed for up to 3 years, and they can offer in smaller chunk in terms of stock offering or any other way that the company want to raise the capital. But it's a good thing that the company has prepared themselves so that they don't have to run at the last moment and they can take the advantage of the market condition, the stock price, and other factors based on how they want to raise the capital. I hope you find this video helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel. Also click on the like button. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'll see you in the next video.